Hello and welcome to another ArborPro webinar training. My name is Michael Talog. I am the Client Success Manager and GIS Specialist. Along with training videos, I provide client support and GIS support as well. Today we'll be going over the ArborPro iOS app. So to start off, I'm going to go ahead and get into the iOS app. I'm going to transfer over to my iPad to display using the app through an iOS mobile device. Share my screen really quickly. So the iOS app is exclusive to the Apple App Store. You do have to have an Apple device in order to access this app. You can use your same credentials you use to log into Enterprise to access the app and the database. Once you log in, the first screen you'll see is the default map view and this window that asks you to download an offline region. An offline region is essentially an offline map you can use to do data collection in an offline mode. The main function of the iOS app is to provide a collection method for areas with low to no reception. So the first step is to hit create new region. That's going to go ahead and populate a bright red polygon where I can then set an extent to download a map. I'm going to go ahead and start off with two different map areas. One's going to be an area I know that doesn't have trees to start a fresh inventory. And the second's going to be one where I know I have trees to make some updates. So I can extend the polygon to an area I want to download. And then towards the bottom, you'll see buttons for cancel and download option. Once I download it, there'll be a notification letting me know there are no trees in this area, which is okay because I know it's a fresh inventory. The side menu can be accessible through the top left corner, the three stacked lines. To download a second offline region, we have to head down to the button that says download offline region. That bright red polygon reappears, and then I can scroll over to an area I want to download. I'm going to go ahead and do this area, and I'm going to hit download. Heading back into the side menu, I can head to our offline regions button, which is right below the download offline region. So this page stores all of my offline regions on my device. You'll see the name, the defaulted name, and then the buttons on the right side. We have a delete button, a rename button, and a go button to navigate to that offline region. I'm going to go ahead and rename these so I can identify them a little bit easier. The first one was a golf course, so I'm going to label it that. And the second one was an HOA park area, so I'm going to go ahead and use that as the label. If I hit go for the HOA park area, it's going to go ahead and load up this specific area. Again, I do know that there are trees here, and so it is going to start populating those tree data points. The app is not designed to download the entire database at a time. It is designed to download specific sections for daily collection areas. I know that I have some non-tree layers in here as well that aren't showing up quite yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the side menu. Third button from the bottom is refresh data. And that will allow me to refresh the data and load in those non-tree layers here. As you can see, we do have some polygons and some lines in here as well that we can edit and then view data on as well. So with the primary function being offline collection, I'm going to go ahead and show off that offline capability. First, I'm going to go back to that first golf course region, and then I'm going to set this device in offline mode. Again, back in the side menu, about halfway down the page, you'll see go offline with a little Wi-Fi icon next to it. Once that's toggled on, you'll see a bright red bar at the top of your screen, letting you know you're in offline mode. Now that I'm offline, I can start adding tree data points. We have two ways of doing that. The first one is located within the side menu. The second button from the top is add polylines. Go ahead and switch the active layer really quickly. The side menu now says add trees, now that I have that as the active layer. Once I hit add trees, a crosshair is going to appear, so that way I can go ahead and add a data point to the map. Once I'm satisfied with the location, I can hit the green check mark here, and then I can start adding in all my tree details. This page is going to reflect the same details collection page you can find within Enterprise, just a slightly different format here. You'll see all the same fields, type to search species, as well as all the dimension fields here as well. You can go ahead and start filling out some data really quickly. As I scroll down, I can add some more observations, notes, and you'll also see an area to add images and files just like within Enterprise. If I hit the plus sign, I'll have the option to add photos from my photo library, my camera roll, and then once I'm satisfied here, I can go ahead and hit save in the top right corner to have this data point stored on my device. The second way to add a point is going to be the add a point tool in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Right below the color coder icon, it's going to be in the very corner of the screen. Once I select that, the crosshairs reappear, and then I can zoom in again to an area and then drop that point. You'll also notice a copy paste function here as well in the top left corner. So if I hit paste after adding a recent tree, it's going to carry all of those characteristics over to this new point. I'd have to add in a new photo if I want, but once I'm satisfied with this point, I can hit save to have that second point stored on the device. Because I downloaded 2 regions, I can still navigate to that second region even though I'm in the offline mode. I can navigate back to the offline regions page here, and then I can go over to HOA Park and then load up that area. Now that this is loaded up, I can see the trees in this offline region. If I want to go about editing a point that's already been collected, I can go ahead and tap on the specific point I want to edit. A small info window appears showing the more crucial fields for this specific point. At the top, you'll notice a copy button and an exit button to close out of that window. But in order to open up the tree details page, I do have to click on the underlined tree ID. So you'll notice a 110 there underlined. Once I select that, the tree details page does appear. I could go through then and then make some updates. Maybe the DBH and the height have increased. Everything else seems to be the same. I could then hit update in the top right corner if I want to save those changes. The 3 stacked dots to the right of that is also going to be how we can delete a tree from the database, even within the offline mode. At the top of the screen, you'll also notice a second tab here for the work history. Here I can edit work records, or I can add new work records here as well. The same work record info window will appear to add some scheduled dates, completed dates, crew name, work code, subcode, and notes as well. And then again, once I'm satisfied with all the updates, I can hit update, and that's going to go ahead and save those updates to the device. So once you're done with your collection at the end of the day and you head out of the field, we can go about syncing the data points back to the main database. In order to do that, I can head back into the side menu here. I can toggle off the offline mode and go online. That red bar at the top of the screen disappears, and then I can head into our Sync Manager, which is accessible to the 3rd button here on this side menu. So this Sync Manager lets me know how many trees that I have offline. Again, we did add 2 new trees and update 1, so that's what's showing here in the offline items to sync. We recommend syncing on strong Wi-Fi, whether that be your home office or your homes as well. Once I press Sync Now, it's going to go ahead and upload those data points and those changes up to the main database that you can see within Enterprise. There's a couple more tools on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen that I'm going to show off. To the left of the Add Point tool is going to be the GPS locator. That's going to populate a little icon to let you know where you're at within the database. Above the Add Point tool is the color coder. The color coder works slightly different here in the app. It does only show trees that have recent changes within a specific date range. So if I want to find all the trees that have any changes in the last few days here, I can go ahead and pick March 24th through March 26th. And then once I hit color coder, it's going to go ahead and load any trees here and highlight them in orange to show off any changes. So you can see a couple trees have changed color. To double check that, we can go ahead and open up the tree details, again by clicking the tree ID number there. And then scrolling down, last edited was on 3/26/2025. To clear those colors, we can go ahead and open up the color coder again and then hit reset. We do also have a move tool here within the app located right above the color coder. A dialog box appears letting me know that I have the move selection tool open. To start, I have to click a data point I want to move, and then crosshairs will appear so that way I can move that point. I can move it to my new desired location and then hit that green check mark to have that save. And then I can cancel out to stop moving data points. Above the move tool is going to be the active layer selector. Obviously, we were using trees right now, and so we can go ahead and change into polygons, for example, and then we can go over to our polygon layers here. We can click to edit or view the details of this specific polygon to open up those details. And then right above that is going to be the zoom tool, just a little bit easier way to navigate and zoom in and out of the map view if you don't want to pinch the actual screen. You can also rotate the map here as well to have a better fit for your preference. If you do want to reorient the map and have it face north, there is a compass button in the top right corner of the screen, right underneath that search bar. Once I tap the compass, it's going to go ahead and reorient the map to the default view. The search tool in the top right corner allows us to choose which active layer we're searching through. Again, we have trees, assets, polylines, and polygons. And we do have the ability to search between specific fields. So we can search through tree IDs, keywords, or addresses. A keyword example could be Coast Live Oak as a species name. I'm going to show off how to search a specific ID here, tree 110. Once I hit search, it's going to let me know that we found one result. You'll notice that it does highlight that tree in red here, letting us know which tree met this criteria. To clear that change though, we can hit reset, and it's going to go ahead and refresh everything and show those green data points once again. I'm going to go over a few more tools here within the sidebar menu. We do also have a layer manager underneath offline regions. And this is how we can go about editing the layers currently within the database. You can rearrange the order by dragging the rightmost icon here. You can disable the layers as well by hitting the eye icon. And then we do also have some individual settings per layer to customize the colors, the sizes of all the features within each layer. Underneath Go Offline, there's a settings button here as well, where you can toggle on a few settings. You can have the app limit 3 gigabytes of data to help with performance. You can have the quick add toggled on, so that way the crosshairs appear after you add a new point. Street names and text on the map as well, and then you can autocomplete the crew leader names as well. Underneath the settings, we do have the support button. The first option here that says contact support, it's going to mimic our support request button within Enterprise. You can type in the main issue at the very top and then provide further explanation down here in this lower section. The second option is going to be share logs with support team. And this is a great way to show off what's going on with the app when you are having any issues. You'll notice a little card icon to the right, and that's how we can go about sending specific logs. You do have to be signed into the native iOS mail app here. That's going to be that third app here in this options screen. Once we tap that, it's going to go ahead and draft an email for us. We can then type in the help email, help@arborprousa.com. Subject line could be the main issue, the main description, and then further explanation down here in the body. And then once we press send, that'll go straight to our support team and our developers as well. Close out. Underneath, we have the refresh data button. Again, that's to refresh to see any changes. If you are working in an online mode and there are changes made on the main enterprise software, that will refresh the data here, so that way you can see those changes within the app. You do have to be online in order to see those refresh. And then the last tool here is going to be the switch client. So for those clients that have access to multiple databases, you can navigate between them using that tool down there. And then we can log out as well if needed. Thank you again so much for attending the ArborPro webinar. And again, please feel free to reach out to our help email or me directly, and we can help get any questions answered.